Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honeyseastar Tarot. So this is going to be the weekly read for March 17th through the 23rd, which we also have the spring equinox this week, which don't know about anyone else, but I'm ready. So a happy spring, and also to quick shout out to everyone. Thank you so much for all your love and support. I cannot tell you enough how much I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's go ahead and get started, clear the energy together. So let's take a deep breath in. Spirit, help guide us this week so that we can use our best discernment, best recognize the signs, listen to your grace, and live our best dreams into reality with love and gratitude. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so coming into this week here, the Sun is conjoined with Neptune, which is currently in Pisces. And so it's going to affect our house of relationships. And it's a great time as well to call in new relationships. Excuse my kitty just went upstairs. But it's a great time to call in new relationships, as well as reaffirm our current relationships and deepen them. And so it's a wonderful time that kind of gets you in your feels, start spring off with the seeds that you plant. Really, it's a great time for growth as well and renewal. And so it's an absolute wonderful time where you start feeling alive and start noticing things coming alive again and coming out of that winter sleep. And so starting things off here with the tarot, what I see here with the Eight of Wands is that you've got fast movement. You are quickly approaching your goals, but there is fast action and an incoming message, as well as good news is on the way here. So this is kind of really cool. Now, as well here, what I also see with the Page of Pentacles is, you've been learning. You've been apprenticing, you've been a student, but ultimately you're learning and developing a new skill and a new opportunity. And so very much there is good news in the home front here coming around the bay with the money and career, as well as education and home. But what I see in here is there's a lot of enthusiasm that you've got behind you. There's fast action, as well as potentially new opportunity, whether it be in the workforce, or in what you're building if you're starting a new business. But what Spirit is saying here is, I don't know if anyone else has been kind of feeling a weight or a fatigue, and especially too, I think in the comments it was mentioned, like, haters, around, why do we have so many people, constantly getting us down? Why is it always an uphill battle is how I would put it. What Spirit is saying with the Strength card is that really, now is the time to remember you're taming, you have the power to tame that beast. You're kind, you have compassion, but really there's always strength in kindness and love. But more importantly too, now is not the time to give up. Remember with that Leo energy, it helps you with finding that confidence within your skills, or reaffirming that rather, as well as understanding the fortitude behind it. But now is the time to remember all that you've worked for. Now is not the time to give up. Now is the time where you've got triumph. You are taming that beast and you've got the strength behind you. And like I say, with the Ace of Swords, this is a new beginning, a new challenge, and both of them really represent leadership and courage, as well as power. And so what I love about the Ace of Swords here as well is that it's got a lot of water to it. There's prosperity, there's success. It's also a card that really, it comes into an actionable product of maturity or fruition. And so your manifestations are really coming to light and really starting to come into the 3D. And if that resonates with you, by all means, please put a heart in the comments below, or share your story if you feel comfortable. That way we can help celebrate your successes with you. Also too, I wanted to point out astrologically here. So on the 18th, Mercury conjoins your North Node, which is currently in Aries. And so with the pursuit of financial securities, thoughts being a typical, thank you for that confirmation, but thoughts typically tend to, basically I refer to it more as like analysis paralysis. But if thoughts have been getting at you and, getting in the way of recognizing times or opportunities of prosperity. Now is the time with that conjunction where it's a chance to clear them and free yourself of limiting beliefs that have basically been preventing you from seeing those financial successes. And so now is the time really to take advantage of that help from the universe. Thank you, Spirit. And with the spring equinox, it's only going to help you even further. Basically, with the spring equinox or the vernal equinox, basically it points us towards our sister sign, which for us being Virgos would be Pisces. And so there's a lot of dreamy-like qualities with Pisces. There's a lot of psychic opportunities and just intuitive aspects. And so now is really the time to tap into those. It's basically a time where, with the equinox, where it highlights the receptive and psychic potentials that you have in your chart. And so really now is the time where, the universe is speaking with you. And more importantly, the universe has your back, and she's sending you messages. And so now is the time really to pay attention. And so if you have been feeling, strife or turmoil, loss due to misunderstandings, disappointment, or even quarrels and heartbreak, with the Nine of Wands, what Spirit is saying here is, you've been on the defense because of that. You could also be feeling really drained about it, where it's and put you in a point of exhaustion, or also a point of suspension, where you just feel like you're in waiting. With the Queen of Pentacles, basically what Spirit is saying here is, during that point of waiting, now is the time really to kind of remember the conservativeness about you, which Virgos being Virgos, we got this. But really, to remember you're pragmatic, you're resourceful, and you're a go-getter. You're also responsible, but through your creativity, more importantly, that's where you're going to find your prosperity. And so never be afraid to look outside the box. If you've been struggling financially, thank you, Spirit. If you've been struggling financially too, look around you at your resources. I always, I think that's the power in a lot of ways of people that hold power in their hands when it comes to manifestation, is what can you build as a Virgo? What have you been building? What can you do to refine it? But more importantly, it's like, how do you make something that was priceless hold value that's beyond price? And I think that's what we're good at most. And that's really what Spirit is saying this week with that. And like I say, now is the time to pay attention. Open your heart, open your chakras. Thank you, Spirit. But that's really where Spirit will send you messages. Spirit's got your back and will lead you along the way. You won't be led astray as long as your heart is open. And so if that resonates, by all means, please let us know in the comments below. Like I say, put a heart, or like, share, subscribe to support the channel. That way we can get this message out to as many Virgos as we can. But really what I see here is that Spirit is encouraging us at this time to really stand in our King of Cups. Stand in that leadership. Stand in the emotional intelligence and management that you have, as well as the compassion. Remain open-hearted. And through that grounding as well, you'll find a calm if you have been struggling with any type of anxiousness about what you've been building. Now, I do want to also say too, on the 19th, thank you, the moon is going to be in Leo as well, or moving into Leo. So it's going to give us a lot of confidence, help us with our assertiveness. And I believe that that's really what Spirit is trying to say right now is, remember who you are. Stand in your power and in the skills. Have faith and confidence in knowing that what you do, what you're good at what you do, and what you're building is needed. With the Knight of Pentacles, you're also very rational. Spirit is also, basically indicating at this time with the Knight of Pentacles to be cautious at this time, to be methodical. And again, here's another aspect where choice, kind of two cards pointing out the resourcefulness aspect and the conservative aspect. So, definitely, watch your expenditures right now. If anyone is struggling financially, by all means, like I say, look to what you can build, look to what you can manifest, but more importantly, Spirit's got you. There's a conservative resourcefulness that you have, and it takes the witnessing that Virgos do best. And with the spring equinox, that's really what's going to be happening here. Now is the time to pay attention, because Spirit is going to be talking to you during this equinox big time to lead the way. Now, also too, on the 20th, Venus is going to be, which is in Pisces, is going to be conjunct with Saturn. And so this could lead you to the point of feeling of taking things too hard, or taking the world on your shoulders, if you will. Also too, with the 5 of Cups, what I see is, there could be some grief or despair, possibly a loss of something loved. And so if anyone's been struggling with that, or have unfortunately lost someone too, my condolences out there. I'm sending you my condolences, and absolutely a hug here as well. But now is the time, with feeling that kind of weight on the world, or weight of the world on your shoulders, Spirit really is going to help you. Like they say, light as a feather, messages will come in. To witness them is really what's best. And so get out there, find your grounding, find your solace. Also too, what I'm hearing is, if what's really can be helpful during that as well, especially if you've been feeling heavy, is to cherish the present. And so what I'm hearing is, pay attention if you have the time and it works for you and your schedule. But the sunrise and the sunset will really help you with this equinox during this time this week. Thank you, spirits. I don't know why I keep hitting that. But basically that transition of night to day, or day to night, will really help you with any type of blockages, any type of struggles, or anxiety with feeling of stagnancy or overburden. Not only will it help you just because, they're beautiful, and taking that moment just to breathe beauty is so grounding and so miraculous. It's one of the best gifts that we have every day, and it comes twice a day. However, it's also going to really help with, if you've been feeling stagnant or afraid to leap, it'll help you with working through that transition. And so what I see with the Knight of Swords here is that basically what Spirit is saying is, remember, you are a brave warrior. If you have been feeling stagnant or afraid to leap, remember, you are not only emotionally intelligent, what we saw earlier in the cards, but you've got some intellectual passion behind you too. And you've got pragmatic approaches to it. Remember that ambition. Remember all you've worked for. Now is not the time to let your haters get you down. Now is not the time to give up. But more importantly, now is the time to embrace that Page of Swords. Use that cleverness, use that quick wit and the energy with this, to really manifest. And like I say, what I see a lot in this is you are resourceful. Remember what you're able to build. And this Page of Swords energy will really help you with bringing that into fruition. And then, to end this out here too, what I see with the Temperance is that now is the time to attune. There's to remember that as within, so without, as above, so below. And so taking that time to find that internal balance will open you up to receive your manifestations. But like I say, this is the week now to really draw in and use the laws of attraction to bring into what you're building, not to overwork, but more importantly to focus on healing, to focus on meditation and manifestation. But also too, relationships, building those highest dreams that you have, sharing those with other people, and bringing those into the 3D. Because like I say, like I always kind of look at it as, words have power in them too. And so watch the words and how you talk to yourself. And so if it's that, you're feeling like you're giving, you can't get ahead, or that you're not going to succeed, telling yourself that is going to set you up for that success. Set you up for failure. And so look at the words and how you speak to yourself. Forgive yourself for the mistakes that you learned the hard way, but more importantly, take the wisdom from them and use them in a way that manifests your highest self and your highest dreams. And so what I'm also doing here is I just wanted to pull some cosmic oracle cards here, see what Spirit's got for any additional signs and messages during this reading for us for this week. I will also say too, the somewhat good news here for us being Virgos is that on the 22nd, the moon is going to be moving into Virgo. So it will really help us with, after taking that opportunity to let go of self-limiting beliefs, basically be open to Spirit and the messages that are coming in. The Virgo moon is going to help us with really stepping into our analytical power. And then also too, to end things out here or coming into this weekend, we will also see a Libra moon here too. So that'll end up helping us with any type of optimistic or pessimistic feelings. It'll help bring us back into our optimistic self. And so between all that, this week is a wonderful week where really now is the time to listen. Now is the time to witness. Now is the time to pay attention. But also too, now is the time to manifest. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So first message that we pulled here was speak up and speak out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. And so what I see, thank you, Spirit. I wasn't trying to do that. Either way, don't hide who you are. Don't hide your beliefs. By any means, hide what you're doing. Now is the time to stand strong in the color that you are, in the colors that you are, and that you bring to this world. And let your voice sing. And then also too, live your life with both feet in. Commit fully to being here. And that's a beautiful message. I think that resonates in a lot of ways for me from this past week. But, don't be afraid to leap. But more importantly, look at if there's any fear of commitment that you've been working through. Find that internal balance. Look at what still needs to be healed to find that harmony so that you can look forward and move forward in confidence. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because like I say, I know I've been struggling with that. I totally resonate. And now on this one here, it says, someone is in need of your love. Offer it to them. And so like I say, if you've been feeling guarded lately or on the defense, now is the time really to look at opening that heart chakra again. And a little bit of faith goes a long way. Remember that. And so I think, if anyone's been feeling, things not working out in their favor, or been feeling a little exhausted or overburdened, having things not necessarily go to plan, the best thing that I've ever heard in those instances is that everything really is working for you. Nothing that's meant for you will ever pass you by. And so in a lot of ways, rejection is God's protection. There's a reason and a rhyme behind it, though you may not understand it at the time. It's usually not until years later, after you can look back with clear hindsight and really understand oh wow, that would have been could you imagine? I don't even know if I'm glad that didn't, kind of thing. And so either way, what I really get from that is, have faith. Remember, Spirit is with you. And like I say, this spring equinox is really where Spirit is encouraging you. Spring into your dreams, and more importantly, Spirit's got you back every step of the way. And Spirit is talking to you and sending you messages big time this week. And so I'm also going ahead and taking a look at some Spirit messages here. We can always get a lot of wisdom from our animal spirits and the strengths and the wisdom that they bring and embody in this life. And so what we pulled first is the Lynx, the keeper of secrets. And so basically this says, take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see other secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. And so now is the time really, if you have been struggling with that, like I say, follow your intuition. Now is the week really to have those hard conversations, to ask those hard conversations with Spirit, because Spirit's got your back every step of the way. And in the middle of the deck here, we pulled the Heron, which is patience. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. That really resonates for me with that sunset piece. But basically, take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. And so if anyone has been feeling oh, my Lanta, it's taking forever. One step at a time is like going through concrete. Spirit's saying hold firm and have faith. Patience will bring you those rewards. Every step is important, no matter the distance of the stride. It always is forward, even though it may feel very much like a snail's pace. And so if that resonates, by all means, let us know in the comments below. That way we can help each other stay strong during those times. And then towards the end of the deck here, we've pulled love, which is the deer. And so, like I say, this is a week where you may be feeling where you're a little too hard on yourself here, where you're taking things to heart maybe a little too hard too, especially with that Venus being in Pisces conjunction with Saturn, which also in Pisces. So like I say, it's in the feels. It'll get you in your feels. But the deer represents love. And so be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. And so what I really love about that is that, recognize and remember your value. Not only what you bring to the table for others, but what you bring and represent for yourself. Fill that bucket up. Now is the time not to ignore yourself or put yourself second. Now is the time really also too to remember that love conquers all. Love is the strongest power and energy that all of us are entitled to and hold within us. And so remember, hurt people, healed people help heal people. And so let that love shine. And don't ever forget it. Don't ever forget the love that you were gifted with in this life to bring to others and to bring to yourself. And so I also wanted to take a look here at our major arcana for music therapy aspects. Looks like it's pretty simple, clear and day. This week we've got a G and an E. And so if anyone has been feeling any chakra blockages, try playing around with those. Do some improv musically. See if it helps with opening those up while you're doing some meditations here this week. Anyway, I hope this helps. If this resonates, like I say, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys so much again for all your love and support. Love and light. Happy spring equinox. And I'll see you in the next reading.